Hi, today we're going to be talking about the Production Possibilities Frontier, or PPF. A production possibility frontier just shows us two commodities and the combinations of the amount of those quantities that could be produced. Let's start by looking at this first graph here. So in this possibilities frontier, we have two commodities. One is bananas, one is oranges. So let's say it's 400 tons, 600 tons. So in this economy that we're looking at, if all the resources were put towards harvesting oranges, let's just say that's 400 tons, you can make 400 tons of oranges. If all the resources are put towards making bananas, you could produce 600 tons of bananas. Or, what's more likely is that you would make some oranges and some bananas, but not just one or the other. And that's what this line shows. So let's look at this line. So just kind of think about it. So everything on this line is definitely possible, and it's a combination of oranges and bananas. We can look at the amounts here. This looks like it's probably maybe 450, 200. So at this point B here, we'd have 450 tons of bananas, 200 oranges. Maybe 300 and 250. So here we have 300 tons of bananas and 250 tons of oranges. You can see that we gave up 150 tons of bananas to get 50 tons of oranges. But the production possibilities frontier is not linear. That means it's not a straight line, it is bowed outward. So the slope does not remain the same. So looking at these points, B and C are possible, and they lead to maximum output. So those would be efficient points. A is possible, but we're also producing way less than we possibly could produce. So it's what we call an inefficient point. D is outside of the graph, which means that it's impossible. We don't have the resources or whatnot to create that. So it's impossible. So whether there's an increase in technology or resources or whatnot, there can be an expansion or a shift in the PPF, the production possibilities frontier. In this case, whether let's say there's a new machine invented to harvest oranges that's much more efficient, that means that if the economy devoted all of its energy and resources to creating oranges or harvesting oranges, they could harvest 800 tons now instead of 400 tons, so it is double. That completely changes the production possibilities frontier. Now, instead of having just these points that were once impossible are now efficient. Let's look at slope and how opportunity cost relates to production possibilities frontier. So, I hope you already know what slope is. I might make a video on slope. Let's look at these points A and B. At A, we have 80 units of guns and 75 units of butter. At B, we have 50 units of guns and 100 units of butter. So, let's check that out. We know that slope is rise over run, change in y over change in x. So that's 50 minus 80. That's Hi, today we're going to be talking about the Production Possibilities Frontier, or PPF. A production possibility frontier just shows us two commodities and the combinations of the amount of those quantities that could be produced. Let's start by looking at this first graph here. So in this possibilities frontier, we have two commodities. One is bananas, one is oranges. So let's say it's 400 tons, 600 tons. So in this economy that we're looking at, if all the resources were put towards harvesting oranges, let's just say that's 400 tons, you can make 400 tons of oranges. If all the resources are put towards making bananas, you could produce 600 tons of bananas. Or, what's more likely is that you would make some oranges and some bananas, but not just one or the other. And that's what this line shows. So let's look at this line.